Hi, this is Jeff. I'm a product manager at Speedway Motors. Today we're going to talk about a Lokar shifter, and specifically the Lokar muscle car shifter adapter. This is a kit that we sell to adapt your existing Lokar shifter to our new SEMA award-winning muscle car knob. So it includes all the parts you see here on the table. This is a pretty familiar sight from anybody that already has a Lokar shifter. So we'll get down to it. The first step is to remove the standard mushroom knob that comes on that shifter. You'll need a 9/16 wrench for the jam nut, which is located just below the knob. You don't need to turn that jam nut. It just holds position while you break the knob loose and spin it off. These are standard right-hand threads, so no magic. You don't need to take the set screw out of the knob. You don't need to take the push button out. It all comes off in one unit. That way the parts stay together. The jam nut comes off the same way. You just spin it up off the top and set these parts aside for use later if you want to change back, if you have another car to use them on, whatever. So the first part you'll use out of the adapter kit is this T-handle. And this is an adapter that allows this whole mechanism to work without a push button in the top. So it spins down over the threads, same standard 3/8 fine thread that any Lokar shifter mast has. You'll turn that down until it bottoms on those threads. There's a special little jam nut that they supply with this that also comes with a special little tool. This fits inside like so, and you'll drop it down inside that adapter like that, and you'll thread this down. They say just until the threads are even on the top. So you want to check it and make sure you haven't turned it down too far. I've still got a little bit to go there. We'll turn it down until it's even. Maybe I've gone a little too far. Back it off about a turn. There we go. So then I'll hold the jam nut steady with that tool, and I'll bring the T-handle up to it. I'm pretty tight with that now, so what I'll do is take my 11/16 wrench and I'll bring that down and tighten the jam nut. As I do, I'll position the T-handle where I'd like it to be in relation to the shifter. So that keeps everything in line. Something you want to note on the brass insert that you use to adapt the shift lever to the shift knob, you'll note that it has threads on one end of it. These threads should point up when you install this part. Something else to note is to make sure that the set screw is in that end of the insert. It can thread into either end. It needs to be in the top. That allows you to adjust the height on the shift cable. So we'll install this with small application. They give you white lithium grease or some other type of grease to lubricate this inside of the housing so that it doesn't bind up and down as it moves. So we'll put a little bit of that on the side of this housing, and then we'll install it. And you'll be able to feel as it positively engages that cable. So the recommendation in the instructions then is to take these. They've got two set screws with a little dog on the end of them. You've got one that goes in toward the driver. And we'll thread that in here and use our Allen wrench to lightly thread it in, because we need to basically set the depth on this, is what we're trying to do now. So we've got that one started, and there's another one that actually installs toward the dash. So we'll turn that so we can get a little better angle on it. These already have a small amount of a thread locker installed in the thread of that set screw, so you don't need to worry about putting anything on those threads. Make sure that you've got everything indexed correctly, which if those go in at all, means they're indexed correctly. Otherwise, they won't go into the holes. So we'll take our other Allen wrench. Now the recommendation is to pull this up as far as it'll go, which we've got it right now. It's up as high as it'll go. And we'll want to run the set screw in the top down until it just makes contact with the cable inside. Now that's a little bit of a tricky scenario because you have to run it back and forth to be able to feel when it actually makes contact, but trust me, when you're doing it, you'll be able to feel where it's at. Okay, so once that depth has been set, we'll want to go ahead and run these set screws in far enough so that our shift knob will clear them on the underside. Again, you don't want to run them in all the way because they're not a set screw that's built to pinch the adapter. They're merely there to guide it. and to keep it from popping up out too far. So once we finish running these in, we can do the part that everybody enjoys. We'll put the new shift knob on and thread it down. And there we've got a complete installation. And the knob depresses to allow the detent to work. It takes the place of the push button in the old style knob. Now you'll notice that that would be much more at home in your 60s style hot rod or in your muscle car, say Impala, Chevelle, Camaro. This is going to look a lot more at home and allow you to use the Lokar shifter you're familiar with in the car that you're building now. So if you have any questions on how to install this or any other questions about a product, feel free to give us a call or check out our website. Thanks for watching.